Alright, so we are going to start a new lesson today. It is called Angles of Elevation and Depression. We are still using trig, so I hope that you enjoy it because we're still using it. Angles of elevation and depression are just like looking up and looking down, basically. Okay, that's all it is. If you look straight out, like your line of sight is 0 degrees. Okay? Does that make sense? Like your line of sight, not where my feet are, or I'm not talking angles of elevation and depression, don't depend on where our feet are. It depends on where we're looking. Okay? So if I'm at the top of a cliff, or if I'm looking out, it is 0 degrees. Does that make sense? So from here to here is 0 degrees. Now if I say, what is the angle of elevation from here to the top? Anything looking up is called an angle of elevation. And then anything, if I look from here, so here's 0, right? Anything looking down is depression. So just keep in mind, anything in the middle is 0. If you go up, it's elevation. If you go down, it's depression. Okay? Here's the very, very important thing about this lesson. They're always the same. In each situation, it's always the same. Your angle of elevation and depression. Now, from situation to situation, they're different. But in every situation, they're the same. And let me show you why. Look right here. You see this angle of depression? So this is a person. Okay, here's their eyeballs. That's their angle of depression. Well, let's say that this is another person, but this is their angle of elevation. And let's say that these two lines are parallel. Well, this angle and this angle are the same. So, if you know this length, and you need to find the angle of depression, you can just find this thing and it's going to be the same. Okay, so just know the angle of depression and elevation, they're the same in each situation. So you can use different aspects, okay? So here in this situation, that's showing you that this is 0 degrees, and anything looking up is elevation, anything looking down is depression. Okay? Basically, this is trig all over again with lots of word problems.
Great.
Lots of real world. Oh, Miss Jenkins, when will we ever use this? Here you go. Here you go. This lesson is for you.
So what would you call something like if there's an object under the 0 and depression area, what would you call that?
Will it just be elevation?
The object?
Yeah, like if it was a ball, and then you're like
looking down.
Yeah, and it's down.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yeah. So you would just say looking down at it. Is that what you're just saying?
It's not like if the ball's just down there and you're looking straight, it's 0.
So it's still going to be a positive angle, but you would just say, well, what's the angle of the degree of your eyeball looking from here to the ball? It would still be a degree. It would just be an angle of depression. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So let's put this to use. So basically, this is the only thing new you're learning today, is the fact that you'll have to sometimes know that they're the same. Okay, so number 1. The angle of elevation from point A to the top of the hill is 49 degrees. If point A is 400 feet away from the base of the hill, how high is the hill? Well, we're going to have to use trig. So 400 is what? A, O, or H? A. And your question mark is? O. So remember your saying. What's our saying? SOHCAHTOA. Which one of those are we going to use? Tangent. So tangent of 49 equals, I'm going to use x divided by 400. Can everybody see okay? People in the back? Good? What do we do to solve for x? Multiply by 400. So then you plug this in your calculator. 400 times tangent of 49. So that's what I got. Now let's round it. Let's just go ahead and round it to the nearest foot. So remember, let's write our sentence. The hill is 460 feet high. Not bad. And they're especially not bad when they draw the picture. It gets hard when they don't draw the picture. So let's do one where they don't draw the picture for us. Okay, number 2. Find the angle of elevation. That means from wherever I start, this is 0, and it's going to be up. So this is what I'm finding. I'm finding up. And I'm going to drop this because we know we're still working with 90-degree angles. Find the angle of elevation of the sun on a 12.5 meter tall telephone pole. Well, poles, especially telephones.
Outside.
Yeah, it's always straight up and down, right?
Yeah.
And then shadows are always straight, flat on the ground.
So that's the bottom.
So that's the bottom. And then you aren't finding the hypotenuse, you're finding the angle of elevation. So you're finding X.
Isn't that when you use the negative?
The inverse.
That.
So 12.5 is our O, and 18 is our A. So
Toa.
we're using tangent of X equals 12.5 divided by 18. Now, yes, whenever we're solving for an angle, we do have to use tangent inverse. Okay, are you doing this with us, Taylor? Okay. So X equals tangent inverse of 12.5 divided by 18. Let's round it to the nearest tenth, because it's a degree. Okay, 34.8. Good. 34.8 degrees. All right. I want you to try 3 and 4.
Here's a picture.
Yes, they did draw you a picture on 3. They didn't on 4. But this is the one, 3 and 4. You have to keep in mind that these two angles are the same. They're asking you to find this angle. Well, that angle's not part of our triangle, okay, but this one is. So find this one, and it'll be the same thing. Okay? All right, I want you to try 3 and 4, and then we'll come back together and go over them. Your freshman teacher?
Mr. Rose.
What are you going to do?
Look at my test.
Yeah, so you're right. The angle of depression is right there. You can't find that one, so you find this one.
Just thinking, when the X is in the bottom, don't you switch them?
Mm-hmm.
Did I do this on the same
Mm-hmm. Try to look out. So here, the angle of depression is this.
The camera said that the auxiliary cord even with the same edge. If the camera is indicated that it lies like stages at the top of the camera's head, this will give us 32, 31. The fluid cells will settle.
This is the zero right here. This is your angle of depression. Well, that's 52, and so is this. So this is what you try it. I want you to try it. He's at the end of the diving board.
Just checking, do I have to add the 6 feet?
But he's at the end of the diving board. No. If this is where it's at, this is your 0 degrees, right? So this is your angle of depression. So if that's 52, then this angle would be
What is him standing at the end of her doing?
It does. I don't want to tell you why. I want you to try it. But I want to go over the big first. Alright guys, let's go over number 3 and 4. And then we'll go over number 5. 5 is fun. 5 is fun. Okay, so all eyes up here, let's go over number 3. So remember, it wanted you to find this angle, but we can't find that angle because it's not part of the triangle. But we can find this one. So knowing we can find this one and knowing this is your opposite and hypotenuse, you would set up the equation sine of x equals 208 divided by 1,000, which then you have to do x equals sine inverse of 208 divided by 1,000. You should have gotten that x was equal to 12 degrees. And write me a sentence. Okay, I saw that. That was good because why?
Because you're the picture.
Because they drew you a picture, right? Okay, so on number 4, they don't draw us a picture. So Maria is at the top of a cliff. So here's Maria. She is at the top of a cliff. and she sees a seal in the water. So all the way down here, here's the seal that she sees in the water. If the cliff is 40 feet above the water, so here's 40 feet, and this is our 90 degrees, and the angle of depression is 52. Well, this right here is your 0 degrees. So anything looking down to the seal is 52. So the degree from here to here is 52 degrees. But that doesn't help me, right? But knowing from here to here is also 52, that's what helps me. So what's the horizontal distance from the seal to the cliff? So that's what you want to find right there. So using this 52, this is your opposite and this is your adjacent. So you'd use tangent of 52 equals 40 divided by x. Right? And you should have gotten that x was equal to 31 feet. Good? Because it said round it to the nearest foot. So the seal was 31 feet away from the cliff. Okay, I want you to take a couple minutes and really try to set up number 5. I don't want to do it for you. I want you to work for it. I'll give you a hint. The answer is 40. So if you get 40, you're right. If you don't, you're wrong. Yeah, you didn't take off your 5 feet for the back and forth.
I got 40 now.
Keep trying. Think about it.
Okay, now I got 41.
Yes. What's your answer?
What?
I got it now.
Okay, yeah, what does that have to do with the problem? Because I'm confused. Because I added that to 32, so tell me which right. Because she told me I was wrong.
Are you aggravated yet?
No, I
Yes.
figured it out. I didn't realize why. I was like, yeah, go ahead.
See, you didn't mean me.
See, like, okay, wrong way.
Didn't mean me.
You stand right here.
Don't, you do it. You try it.
Okay, I need to put your diving board. Okay, so stand up here. And then so it projects at 5 feet beyond where he's standing. No, beyond the end of the pool. So here's the end of the pool. So it's 5 feet out here. Blah, blah, blah. This is the diving board. Yes. Then there's 5 extra feet from here to here.
Yes.
5.
So, a one-thing diving competition going on here.
Whoa, wrong year.
I'm looking forward to the summer. Okay? Alright, so, at a diving competition, first of all, you have the diving ladder that's 32 feet. Okay? Then, you have your front platform, aka your diving board. That's 5 feet. And then you have the 6-foot tall diver that stands on it. Right? Takes you 32 feet to get up. 5-foot diving board, and then the 6-foot tall diver. I should have told you that the diver is standing at the edge of the platform.
Yeah.
But
This is supposed to make a triangle, right?
I'm saying, give it a minute.
it will.
go to it.
It will.
We're drawing first.
It will. Okay. The pool itself was how long?
I was confused.
50 feet. And then there's a camera over here. Say cheese. Say cheese. Camera's over here. And it's set up at the opposite end of the pool, even with the pool's edge. Even, basically saying angle of elevation. So that the line of sight extends to the top of the diver's head. What is the camera's angle of elevation? AKA find X. So, here, come on. Oh, close. Fell close. So, where's your triangle? Well, can I drop this line right here?
Yep.
And then what is that?
Okay. Getting a little sassy over here about this diving question. Okay, the whole thing's 50 feet. But how long was the diving board?
5.
So how long is this now?
45. Are you done?
Circle that, it's important. It was 32 feet just to get to the diving board. And then the diver is how tall?
6.
So from the very bottom to the top of the diver's head, how many feet do we cover?
38.
We have opposite and adjacent. So using tangent of x equals 38 divided by 45. X is equal to tangent inverse of 38 divided by 45. X is equal to 40 degrees. Yes, resonance. The angle of elevation would be 40 degrees. All right, now.
Problems that hard.
Can we put AoE and stuff for that?
Sure, you can put AoE. Okay. For your homework, because we have 10 minutes. And I'm going to let you pack up about 3 minutes early so we can figure out your game plan to your next class. Okay? So, until then, I need you to do 1 and 2.
Is that all my homework?
Our homework?
It's for classwork.
Oh,
She said y'all real quick.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. Go. 1 and